right, here we are, SAT 22 for week 18. Let's take a look. We got a graph going on here. The graph y equals f of x plus 14 is shown. Which equation defines f? And we have our usual multiple choice answers. How did we do on this question? Well, it was almost split. It was almost split between two answers, almost half and half. But the actual answer choice A, won out just by a narrow margin, 55.3%. And answer choice C, we're going to get to the bottom of why so many people chose answer choice C here. So given this pie graph of our responses, I would say that our opinion about it being difficult is actually pretty interesting, because we said this was a pretty easy question. However, we were very easily fooled. So let's take a look at the solution here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with finding the equation of the line that's graphed. And we know the equation of a line it comes in a variety of forms, but since I could very easily find the slope and the y-intercept of this graph, I'm just going to graph it as, or write the equation as y is equal to mx plus b, where of course m is the slope. And we think of slope as change in y over change in x, rise over run. Yes, this is the correct spelling of the word rise, if you're wondering. And then a b, of course, is the y-intercept. So let's just take our equation here and get both of those pieces of information. So I'll zoom in this a little bit. So this guy right here. First of all, y-intercept, incredibly easy to find. It's a nice grid mark there of 2. So it has a value. Wait, let's do this in red so it all matches up. So b is equal to 2. Okay, and then in order to find the slope, you just need 2 points. I'm just going to pick the 2 intercepts here because it's going to be very easy to count my rise and my run. So I'm going to go down 2, and then I'm going to go right 8. So my slope here is down 2 over 8, which reduces to negative 1/4. Okay, so putting all of this together gives me the equation y is equal to negative 1/4 x plus 2. So here's where answer choice C comes in, which is that exact equation. You can see is f of x is equal to negative 1/4 x plus 2. However, that's not our answer, though. This is the one that we should actually mark out, because this is the equation of the line that's graphed. Oops. What we want to do is translate some other graph, f of x, in order to get this. And specifically, we're translating it up 14. So all I really have to do is take this and set it equal to my y. It says y is equal to, so basically some substitution. So I am going to take this guy right here, and then I'm just going to substitute this in for y. So I would have negative 1/4 x plus 2 is equal to f of x plus 14. And now I'm just going to solve this thing for f of x. To solve it for f of x, all I have to do is subtract the 14 over here to the left-hand side. Minus 14. And these cancel out, giving me that f of x is equal to negative 1/4 x still. And then 2 minus 14 gives me negative 12, which is answer choice A. Now, of course, you didn't have to do all of this work right here. If you could just identify that you have a y-intercept of 2, that's the most important part, because you can see the slope of all of these is exactly the same. You didn't even have to mess with it. So you're thinking, like, I have to take one of these equations, adds 14 to it. Whenever I add 14 my function, that is a function translation upwards of 14. So I'm going to add 14 to one of these numbers in order to get a y value of 2. And so you can see right here, if I just add 14 to this, this part right there equates to a positive 2, which is our answer choice. Now, could you actually use Desmos to help you on this? If you were clueless, you sure could. As a matter of fact, it is really interesting that you can use this exact same format in order to find the equation of the line or the answer choice. So what you would do is you would start with your answer choice first, plug this thing in, and then I'm going to type this exactly how it is. So take a look. So the equation that we got on part A was f of x is equal to negative 1/4, arrow out of that, x, and then it was, don't remember, minus 12, of course. Minus 12. Okay, and you can see it's off of our screen just because it's down here just a little bit. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in what they gave us in the actual question, which is y is equal to f of x and then plus 14. So the plus 14 here is just going to translate our graph, this red one, up 14 places, as you can see. And the blue graph is exactly the graph that we had on the question. It's, of course, this guy right here. Right? Y-intercept of 2, x-intercept of 8, and you can see that happening right here on Desmos. So let's say, for example, that it didn't happen to be answer choice A, that it was maybe something else. All you have to do is keep this as a template here, and then I can go up to the box number 1 there, the red graph, and then just change it to the next answer choice. So I can come back over here. My next answer choice was plus 16. So just backspace here, plus 16. I know this can't be the answer because what my number 2, box number 2, the blue graph does is it's moving our graph up 14 places from a y-intercept of 16. It's going to give us a new y-intercept of 30, I bet. So here, let's see. So there's the plus 16, which is our red graph, our guess, answer choice B. And then the new graph, which is translating up 14, you can see clearly that it has a y-intercept of 30. Okay, so that should wrap up this video solution on this week's SAT question.